Your left brainers are have very little clutter. They are we're just very linear, strategic. We're able to. The left brain is not engaging emotionality.
Mm-hmm.
The right brain is where art and music and your social skills.
So it's the creative side. That's the
passion, your creativity. Yeah. People who are leading with their right brain would rather do anything than file. A root canal is better than organizing your closets.
Really?
Because, and it must be, because most of the clients I meet are more right-brained in their thinking.
Do you, when you meet a client the first time, do you try to find out about their brains, about their left and right brain a little bit first?
No, just through conversation. Again, I'm not an expert, but my reading on how, I'm not an expert on brains or psychology, but my reading of this has helped inform best practices to work with people.
So you know how to work with them, and you know where they're coming from, and you know why this is in a mess and why that's going on, you know.
I get a sense. Of course I can't know. I mean, you know, big transitions in somebody's life, marriage, death, birth, divorce. I worked with a mom who had lost her daughter to leukemia to clear the daughter's bedroom. And that trauma...
That's hard. Ooh, that's tough.
Right there. I mean, not only is that a big transition, but that's trauma in somebody's life. And so what's causing the clutter? The trauma or the transition? And what I do know is that both of those things occurred. And so my work with this person, I had to rely upon that knowledge.
Yeah.
To find the ways to work with her.
To find a way to work with her. I've got a question here from Blog TV. They come in with questions. It says, were you ever on an episode of Hoarders? You know, they have these Hoarders, this program. Were you ever on that?
Yes. 3 times now.
Oh, 3 times. Oh, wonderful. What were the episodes?
Well, one was a mom and her 2 kids. You know, the mom and the 2 kids, the children, there was a threat from Child Protective Services. They were threatening to take the children away. In another case, again, Child Protective Services were being threatened, were being used as a threat against a grandmother who had custody of her grandchild, that they were going to come and take her away. And then the third show was a husband had moved out of the house because he couldn't live there anymore. And so the show was about how to clear it enough for the husband to move back in.
So she did not want to lose her husband, obviously, and he probably didn't want to lose her either. But he figured that if he moved out and she loved him enough, that she cleaned it up. So that's when she called you.
But they also had lost a son to a tragic accident, and they had a son who's got severe, I think, cerebral palsy. So they had so many things.
She had a lot. He did not, because he was cluttered. But she had a lot to deal with.
Yeah. But it's what the shows show is not atypical of what we're seeing in some of these very severe hoarding situations.
Really?
Hoarding behavior is mental illness. And we want to say to them, just clean up. Yeah. Similar to how we have always, early, before all the research on alcoholism came out, we looked at the alcoholic. Just stop drinking. If you just stop drinking...
It's not that easy.
Well, but it's not. I think people would do better if they could. So when you work with a severe case of hoarding, I do workshops. I have one coming up in a couple